Start with these first. Hello. Happy Tuesday. Happy July 1st. Hope you guys are having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. All right, let's pull up Instagram and TikTok. Okay. Hey, how you doing? Hello, everybody. All right, let's get into this read. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afro Zen. And today I'm reading for the Beautiful Handsome Collective. Hello, Collective. How you doing? Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Hey, Christina. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Hey, Christopher. To book a private reading with me or to shop in my store, all that information is in the description box below. All right. Hey, Penny. Or I'm sorry, is it Pen? Hey, Pen. I'm sorry. All right. Hey, Stacy. How you doing, Samuel? Thank you. Mug, hey Mug. I ain't want to butcher your name. All right, let's get into this read. Please keep in mind that this is a collective read. Everything that I mentioned to you is not going to resonate. This is more of a deeper read. Could be more teeter-tottering on the darker read, darker side. Please keep it cute in the comments, okay? It takes a lot to be able to sit here and channel for at least an hour and some change straight without, oh, and this, and I can't. Go elsewhere with that. If you're moody or if you are always complaining that things ain't working out in your life and you can't figure it out, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. Hey, it is what it is. Okay, so please, not today. Anywho, I might just turn off the comments. I could do that. All right, so channel message here is they're hiding reports made on them from their superior. Okay, please keep in mind this is a collective read. Everything's not going to resonate. There are individuals here, or there is either a family member that actually works within a police district, or they may have ties to a police district. Take it how it resonates. Nonetheless, there have been people that have been making a lot of reports. So outside people or civilians or citizens have been making a lot of reports on a particular either precinct or department. Again, you may have a family member that may work there, or this family member is just have a lot of ties or connections to this particular department or precinct. Take it how it resonates. Things are getting out of control, or more so the heat is completely turned up. It's too hot. They're trying to get out of the kitchen. They're trying to get out of this fire. They're trying to get out of what they created for themselves. And they don't want their superior or the person that oversees them. So this is just an example. Maybe it's the commissioner. Maybe it's the captain. Maybe it's the corporal, however it resonates. But there's someone that oversees them that have more regalia or regalia on like their shirt or whatever. They may have different types of pins or whatever here. They're trying to keep everything quiet from the actual, I just want to say commissioner, because that's what I'm hearing. In my meditative state last night, I saw 3 police officers that were on the negative side of things. And I also saw the word family. So again, you may have an actual family member that worked within a particular precinct, or they have connections, okay? And I saw 3 cops. They were dirty. They were on the negative side of things. They were coming together. They were huddling to try to see how they can not get this out in the public. So we have color in reverse. Color in reverse here represents, like, you have black and white and then you have color. So normally when you see things in black and white, I mean, that's just basically what it is. But if you're able to kind of see it in color, meaning it's more vivid, it's more mesmerized, it could be more alluring for someone to kind of watch or see or kind of tune in. So they're trying to keep it under wraps by making sure that people are not able to see the bigger picture, or more so to see it play out in color. Hopefully that makes sense. They're trying to do damage control is basically what I'm saying. There were 3 law enforcement individuals that work together that are trying to keep all of this from being exposed more so in a very public setting. They don't want that. So what I saw in my meditative state, I saw that, so I don't know how true this is. Again, this is just more so a spiritual channeling that I'm receiving. But you know how sometimes when you are, let's say you are a nurse or a doctor, right? And you know how nurses and doctors, they have to change their shift, but they have to let, or what's the word? They have to give all of the information about their patients before they leave. So let's say a nurse is coming in at 3 p.m. and there's a nurse that's leaving at 3 p.m. The new nurse that's coming on for the shift, the previous nurse that was working that actual shift, they have to give them notes and documentation in regards to what took place while they were taking care of the patients. It's kind of in this way as well here. It's like they have to do some kind of a roll call. So like when they go into work, when these police officers go to work, it could be some kind of a roll call. Hey, it's such and such here. Did such and such show up for work today? Okay. And it's kind of like they have to make sure that all of the officers are they're there on work and doing what they're supposed to do. Yes, thank you, brief. Yes, thank you, yes. It's like a briefing. Thank you, Mary, thank you. It's like a briefing before they go out and do whatever they need to do. So let's just say, I'll use TV as an example. We watch many different types of cop shows or police shows here, and you see before they go out in the street, they are briefed in regards to what happened on the last shift, what to look out for, what not to do, what they are supposed to do for that day, what tasks are delegated towards them in that kind of way. So it's like, yes, they go through all that on a day-to-day, but they are keeping things hidden from this actual commissioner. So there are reports or people reporting or complaining about a specific officer within the precinct or the department here, but they have other people, other dirty officers that are also working together with them, and they are trying to kind of keep it underneath or just kind of keep it on the low here. And there's actually more people that are actually speaking up and out in regards to what took place here. So like I mentioned, this whole precinct or this whole department here is going to be underneath a lot of scrutiny, okay? It's like they've reached their boiling point. Oh my God. Someone's name could be Mark, or Mark could represent that things has reached its peak, or it's finally hit its mark, or the peak of everything is now starting to boil over, or is going to spill over here because it's just too much overwhelming evidence that is leading up to this particular department here. Yeah, it's growing out of control, okay? It's growing completely out of control here. And this family dynamic here, or this family member, take it how it resonates, they're actually growing scared day to day, every day, because they don't know like when the day is going to be. They know that something harmful or harsh is going to happen. They just don't know. Thank you. Hey, Stitch, thank you. They just don't know. How can I put that? They don't know. They just don't know. All they know is that they need to find cover, they need to protect themselves, or they need to protect themselves from the lies that they have been spewing, you know, with other people, and they just don't know what to do. Look, important. So I'll just call them negative law enforcement, okay? So the negative law enforcement individuals here are now coming together to see how they can stop you from speaking out. It's not working. Everything that they have done hasn't worked. And the more that you speak out, the more that they become much more triggered by the truth that you are speaking. So this is specifically for individuals that are speaking out, and specifically for individuals that may have a connection with a police officer. So take that how that resonates, okay? The important facts here is that they are hiding the things because they know that if a higher up or a commissioner or a corporal or a captain were aware as to what was really going on amongst their actual police officers here, it really, really, really would actually, it might actually create a like an unrest of civilians or citizens. I have to be honest here because of how intricate or how dark or how deep they have tried to hide from what they have done towards you here. It's, yeah, I could actually see some form of like civilians in the streets and protesting, and it might get real negative, and like I can see that playing out because of the negligence of the injustices that keeps occurring underneath our nose. That's just what I see. So kind of makes me uncomfortable to say it. Look, fall. This may happen around fall. Fall is the next season coming up. Fall begins in, I believe, September or October. And then several of the law enforcement that's on the negative side of things, yeah, several of them are going to fall, but it's going to affect the whole department as a whole. So we have voice here. Yeah, it's like they don't want you to speak out. They don't want you to have a voice. They want to remain or keep you stuck in dark energy. So they could be trying to, if you have a family member that works for the precinct or department, they could have been using a lot of tactics, a lot of cold-hearted tactics to keep you stuck. May have even went as far as connecting with another officer that's negative or dirty in this way, and may have told them to watch out for you. So you may have been pulled over numerous times by an actual precinct or department, and you're trying to figure out why you keep being pulled over here. Again, it's not going to resonate for everybody. Take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? But for whoever resonate with this here, you may have been pulled over time after time after time within a certain, let's say, a parish, a county, municipality, a city, whatever, however, okay? And you're going to realize here, you're going to put two and two together here, and you're going to realize that this family member has a lot to do with this, okay? They were telling a different story. I just saw different shit. It just disappeared. Okay, well, I'll still say it. They were telling a different story in regards to who you were. So they were trying to make an example out of you, but more so on the low. This family dynamic here. Family member, take it how it resonates. They wanted to make you look low or make an example out of you through different perspectives, or more so lens in regards to how they wanted you to be portrayed or seen by this department or precinct here. That's the equation. So you're going to realize, or you're going to now put two and two together, and you're going to be able to formulate, or all of the missing puzzle pieces are now going to come together, and it's now going to you're going to understand or get a better idea as to why things are happening in the way that it's happening. Okay, so we have fast here as well too. So this toxic family member here, we're actually working pretty fast or pretty quickly here, so that way they can keep what they have been doing to you on a very low or very quiet here. There's also 4, so it could be up to 4 officers that are working together. And we have blue here as well too. Blue represents the throat chakra. So this family member needed a lot more people who they thought had the, we'll say, the bravado or had the strength to make you look or appear to be weak or to be afraid, and it didn't work here. It's say force. Hey, Bill, hi, thank you, boo. Oh, this is so funny. it say force. Man, it's like this family member was trying to use, you may have had a family member that was in the armed forces as well too. Take that how that resonates. Or they could be trying to just kind of push or force their ideologies onto you. Their ideologies consist of fear and oppression. That's what it is. Yes, towards you. It says job. Yes. You, like I mentioned, you may have a family member that works within the precinct here or a connection to the precinct. Yes, person. And this person always wanted to be aware as to where your whereabouts were. They always wanted to keep track or abreast as to what you were doing, who you were doing, where you were doing it, why you were doing it, etc., etc. It could be a brother that could be a police officer. Take it how it resonates. Take it how it resonates. Okay. It could be a brother. Take it how it resonates. Wow, this is crazy. Well, okay. So there's this word here, okay? Paraphernalia. And it looks like it's going a little deep here in regards to them trying to get you caught up with this. So you may have went to jail for false charges of this, but it was a setup. Your brother may be aware of this, or your brother could have been involved, or your brother could have been the one that set you up to take this fall around this or surrounding this. That's the real truth. Your brother may have envied you since you were young, and it was set up in this way by this mother or father figure or just family unit here. So take that how that resonates. You may have been in sibling rivalry set against your brother, or it was set up in that way for your brother to treat you in that way with childhood trauma. For whoever resonates, you may have to drop out of school because there were a lot of occurrences, or I'm going to call it negligence, to where they did everything possible to toy with your mind so that way you could not graduate. So you could have been on a fast track to graduate whatever you went to school for. Maybe you did not finish at that time. Maybe you could be going back to school now to finish up. But I feel like for whoever resonates, you had to leave school or drop out of school because it was too much trauma that you were actually going through at the time and you weren't aware. Maybe you weren't aware where it was coming from, but they did not want you to be able to supersede the goals that you had for self, or they didn't want you to supersede the goals that they had for you. They had specific goals for you, and the most of the goals that they had was for you to be in a very destructive or chaotic situation or an environment or an experience. This is why this is coming up very heavily. You may have actually smoked 420 with a sibling, okay? Take it how it resonates. And you may have had a session with this sibling, and you may have your 420 may have been laced with something. A brother figure may have done this towards you. It may have happened back in college. Take it how it resonates. I'm getting many different scenarios here. But there's a brother definitely involved in regards to you trying to get you to overdose, trying to get you to be unwell, mentally unwell, or physically unwell. It could be an earth sign. Take it how it resonates. Okay. We have goodbye here. So if you were an individual that have experienced some form of tampering with the 420, tables are turning where the waves are now being crashed back onto them. So they can't handle the waves that they created within the pool or within this setting here. So it's goodbye for them. So they could be running away from the whole situation. They could be running away from you, or they may actually lose their, they may pre-transition out. Okay, so you may have a brother that might be on some things, and they may overdose. Okay. You have a lot of hints been coming up, a lot of messages been coming up surrounding a brother. We do have life here, but life is in reverse. And I feel like they're escaping with these activities here because you're realizing what they've done to you. So again, however you were raised in your family dynamic here, everybody had a certain position or a certain type of thing that they had to do, or they were delegated to do towards you, or they had many different tasks to do towards you, and it was very negative, very, very negative. So if you had a brother, take it how it resonates. This brother, again, could have been in 420. Hey, you want to have a smoke session with me? Okay, yeah, no problem. You do that. And then when you do that, you start to feel woozy, or you starting to feel sick, or with a sister figure here. Maybe a sister slept with one of your friends or your lover here. Then if you were with a father figure, the father, you know what I mean? Like everybody had their own, thing in regards to what they were trying to do towards you here. Someone's name is Demetrius or Deidre. I'm also hearing diameter. Someone's name is Dixon or Duncan. Could be Duncan Hines, the cake. And this is why they felt like they were able to follow you everywhere you went. They felt that they had that right to follow you wherever you went because of what they've done to you. Hear that and hear that well. They thought they had the ability to follow you wherever you went because of what they've done towards you, because they thought that they had control or handle over your life, and they did not. So how is this all coming full circle when it comes to the police district or the law enforcement precinct here? Is because they all were involved in this. I can even spit it in this way. It feels like an actual family member may have actually became a police officer to be able to hide their actual true intentions or negative intentions or evil intentions towards other people. So that way, if they are doing harmful things towards someone and someone actually has a complaint or complain about this person, they feel like that they can use that as a get out of jail free card, and that they can just, oh, that ain't nothing will happen to me. I'm the law, in that kind of way. So it's kind of like they're abusing it, But I feel like there could have been a family member that specifically went in to become a law enforcement officer, so that way they can hide behind their badge in regards to what they're doing towards other people. And this is why they felt like they own you, or they felt like they had complete control over you. So there's a lot of paper trail that's being left behind, whether it's actual physical paper trail or digital paper trail. But either way, there's some form of a paper trail that is leading like all of the trail is leading right back to this family dynamic here. It says notice. Oh man, this is that's the fact. They're realizing that other people are starting to speak up and out, and they can't handle it. They don't want that publicity. They don't want that negative they don't want that negative feedback. They don't want that blowback from the community here. So they're trying to get you to leave. or to stay quiet, but it's not working. It's just agitating them even more because it's nothing that they can do when it comes to you. It could be up to 6 people, could be within a family dynamic, take it how it resonates. Oh, goodness gracious. To be honest, the main thing that they really wanted for you was to be in jail. And they felt that if you were to be in jail and stay in jail, that would have more so kept like a muzzle over you, or to kept you quiet, or you would never be able to speak out for what they have done towards you here. So they were setting up a lot of plots, or more so, we'll say, checkpoints to get you caught up within that actual community of that department there. So for some of you guys, you may have actually had to move away from that particular area, that city, that parish, that county, whatever, however, okay? You actually had to move away from there because they was just doing too much towards you. You could have been sleeping and you may saw bright lights outside your house and stuff like that. You trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Yeah, they were sending people to your home to like scrutinize you or to watch over you, you know? These family members had connections. Either they are the connection or they just know the connection, but they have solid connections within this actual precinct here or department here. I just said house. It's not funny. I'm not. I just said house. Man, and it's like they took turns. They took turns. Okay, you up next. Okay, and you're up next. Did you go by the collective's house today? Nope. Okay, you're up next. Did you do this towards the collective day today? Nope. Okay, like that. And it was like live and in effect with work. Yes, with work. The level of the level of diabolicalness that a person or a group of people can do or go or extend because they don't want to get caught. They don't want to get caught for what they've done. So they rather add more shit on top of what they're doing because they think they'll never get caught. And finally, when you see that big pile, that mountain full of dried shit, and it finally collapsed, now, oops, oh my God, that smells really bad. Oh my God, did you see that big pile of this? And you know what I mean? They can't handle it, which makes no sense to me. Good morning, how you doing? Built is in reverse. Everything they have built is now crumbling in front of everyone to see. You're safe. So if you feel like you're not safe or you feel like you might be in harm's way, you're safe, okay? Nothing is going to happen to you. Again, all they have are fear and oppression. That's all they have. Fear and oppression. And if you're not afraid, you can't be oppressed. If you are not afraid, you cannot be oppressed. So this won't affect you unless you allow it to affect you. Does that make sense? So we have carefully here, okay? They're carefully trying to tiptoe around you. They're walking on eggshells when it comes to you. Good. Because they know not to play with you. Despite who they're trying to bring up against you, they know not to play with you. You have a huge hold on, man. Okay, Spirit, thank you. You have a huge hold on this group, believe it or not, for you just speaking out. And because the more that you're speaking out, the more eyes that are on you right now. So if anything was to happen to you, again, it will, all of the paper trail is going to lead right back to them. They can't do anything to you. Sun represents actual father, could be a father figure here. Your brother may be a father, take it how it resonates. I'm hearing Texas poker or Texas Hold'em. Maybe you love to gamble. Okay, maybe you went to a casino recently. Take it how it resonates. Someone could be a Leo. Sun represents Leo. We're coming up on Leo season right after Cancer. So this could be playing out between now and Leo season. Take it how it resonates. But you have a hold on this group here and they don't want you to know that. That's why they're in black or they faded to black. So it's like they're kind of pushing back now or sitting back or they're walking back quietly so you can't hear their footsteps. You can't see what they're doing. They think that they're hiding or they think that they're covered and they're not. You can't do wickedness towards other people and then run and hide behind a Bible or run and hide behind prayer. You can't do that. I don't care what background you come from. You cannot do that. That's what they were trying to do. Harm you, cause harm to you, and then run behind the Bible or run behind some kind of prayer or idolize an energy or entity or deity to side with them. It doesn't work that way. It does not. You can't say praise God on one hand and then say, I'm gonna do this to you. What kind of mess is that? What kind of foolishness is that? And then actively attempting to hurt or cause harm to someone, and then you want to run for cover. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. And that's what they're realizing here, because the same God that they completely disrespect and desecrated, yes, I'm going there, because these type of things need to be spoke about. And they felt that they can do what they can do towards you and then run and hide and everything gonna be okay. For who? Don't play with something that you have no knowledge of. If you don't know what you're doing, stay the hell out the kitchen. And that can be spun in many different ways. Somebody loves to gamble. So I'm also hearing monopoly. So the letter or the word go is here. Okay. I'm hearing monopoly. So you do not pass go straight to jail. So you ever played Monopoly before and you get that card where you have to go directly to jail? Do not pass go, don't collect $200 or something like that. Like that's what this is here. They're going straight to jail. And the apple don't fall far from this tree when it comes to this family dynamic. They move like snakes. They do. They move like an octopus. It's just one big head that's not filled with anything. It's not filled with any intelligence, no smarts, no ingenuity, no anything. It's just a hollow head. And these tentacles are just doing its own thing at its own time. They're a bunch of snakes is what they are, this family dynamic. They're nothing but a bunch of snakes. And all of their head are going to be cut off. Hey, figuratively. Let me make that clear, figuratively, okay? Let me make that clear. Look, it says right. It says right. Yes, them, they are. Oh man, this is funny, man. And it says, it says sell. Yeah, it's sell. They will be on the cell block, maximum security, whatever, however, child. Okay. Oh, this is too funny. fast forward looking into the future, because this has not played out yet. This is what's going to play out. And even me speaking out in regards to what's going to play out, they can't stop this from playing out. So even if they were to tamper with what I stated, it's going to make their karma even more extremely worse. They don't know how this works. They don't know how energy works clearly. They don't know how life works clearly. So anywho, so in the future here, this commissioner or this department is going to realize, or is going to learn, just how dirty their workers or employees are. And it's going to bring such a stink here that, like I mentioned, it's going to be like a complete turnover or a complete haul over. There's a certain type of word that they use when they're trying to reform. Gonna be a big overhaul, or big it's gonna be just a lot of reform. And they will be held accountable. They will. Yeah, letter. Like their reputation is on the, I mean, their reputation not on the line, but it's in the dumps. For whoever resonates, when this breaks out, it's going to break out publicly. So I don't know exactly the time or day. I don't know. Okay. If I did, I would say, hey, it's such such. I don't know. Okay. But with the letter here, I feel that this actual department or precinct or the commissioner, whoever is the highest of whoever oversees the whole thing, they may actually come to you and an issue like an apology. They may try to want to work with you, something like that. Again, take that how that resonates. They're realizing that this family dynamic brawl is just getting out of control, because now they're adding in the precinct or the department, and the department shouldn't have anything to do with this. You know what I mean? To be honest, reading this commissioners or this corporal, whoever this high appointed person is, it's a masculine energy. They seem very fair. This corporal or this lieutenant or whatever, they seem pretty fair, and it seems like they come off as a pushover sometimes. I have to be honest. That's the energy I'm seeing and picking up here. So I feel like this family dynamic or this family member knew what to say or to do certain things towards this higher appointed person, and they were able to get over on that. But just because that, we'll just call him commissioner, is very fair, they don't like deceitfulness, they don't like lying, they don't like any of this. Any of that stuff, despite it happening within their precinct. They're going to take care of it. It's going to be made publicly. Publicly. Everyone is going to see. It's not just between you and the department. It's going to be made publicly. Everyone is going to see. It could be a Capricorn. Take it how it resonates. Okay. So there's dark magic that was at play here in regards to this precinct. They're doing certain type of incantations over this precinct to cloak their eyes, or more so cloak their mind, so they can't see what they're doing. Again, if I don't understand, why do you have to be so, how can somebody be so big and bad behind the scenes? I don't get that. You're big and bad behind the scenes and you want us to fear you? Somebody make this make sense, man, please. This just doesn't make sense to me. How do you feel so powerful behind people's back? That don't make sense to me. It just never will. Like, what? Whatever. We have Sagittarius here. It just doesn't make sense. And it's a false form of power. That's the crazy part about it. It's not even real power. It's false power. Real power is shown. I'll even use the sun as an example. The sun is powerful as EFF. It is powerful as hell, the sun. The sun has many different principalities and abilities and benefits from utilizing the sun. Sun energy, yes, is felt. Go outside right now if you're, in an area that's pretty warm. It's hot as hell. You're feeling the power, the source from the sun. That's real true power. Where is the power in any of this? That's what I want to know. Where is the power in this? Where is it? A toxic family dynamic who feel they have power over you because they're working in numbers or they're working in a group. Where is the power in that? Spiritual awakening. Oh, Lord, child. You were put in a position to where you had to awaken spiritually, of course, because of all the darker things that they were doing to you. You had to awaken. You had no choice. You had to. And the moment that they realized that you awakened is the moment that they were, oh no, we gotta make the collective stay quiet. We gotta make the collective broke. Okay, through physical things. Just because you lose something yesterday doesn't mean that you can't get that same thing back. And for whatever reason that you may have lost that thing, it was the end of the line or the end of the rope for you to lose that thing. So again, just because you lost that thing doesn't mean it can't be replenished. All they took from you were earthly things, a house, a car, a job, money, things that are replaceable that you can always find. You can never find yourself, but they're doing everything possible to put you here. Freaking out because they're caught, not you. Make sure you get you a good night's rest every day, wherever you are in the world. Even if you're going through things like this, make sure that you find your power within yourself. That's where the power comes from, within self, not outside of self, within self. They don't have any power, clearly. That's why they keep trying to get groves of people, or they driving people to come towards you to look something like they're not. They want you to be freaked out by how they look. Okay. Unable to express their emotions because they're freaking out. I agree. Christopher Xavier says on TikTok, not impressed. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I am. I'm so 1,000,000% agree with you. It's not impressive. The way that they're doing things is not impressive. The way that they have to try to go over your head to try to make you look like something that you're not. That's not impressive. Lying and gossiping. That's not impressive. It's anything that they do. It's not impressive. I agree. It's very annoying. Yeah, I agree. Hiding something. How about now? Can y'all see me now or hear me now? All right, I'll be back.